Hey guys, I'm Jenny Shah and here is the video for task 6 assigned by Spark Foundation, and the aim for this video for the task is prediction using decision tree algorithm. So first let's understand what is decision tree. So decision trees are non-parametric supervised learning methods that can be performed both classification and regression tasks. Even multiple tasks can be performed. So we are performing the decision tree algorithm on iris dataset, and we will be using the decision tree classifier and then visualizing it graphically. So the purpose of of this task is to feed the new data to the classifier, and it would be able to predict the right class accordingly. So first, let's import the basic libraries that are needed, that are the main dependencies like NumPy, scikit-learn, pandas, matplotlib, and seaborn. From the scikit-learn, we are importing many of the other libraries that are sub-libraries that are datasets, then metrics, then model selection that is used for train test splitting of the datasets, and the decision tree key classifier, and the export graphics. Thereafter, we will be using, that is the step one, that is we are loading the dataset, that is the iris dataset. In the step two, we are exploring the dataset, that is exploratory data analysis, that is importing the dataset, and then we are using data frames to store the dataset and having x.head to see the first five values of the dataset. Then we are checking for the species, and similarly the x.head to see the first five values. Now let's see the brief information about the data set and the data type. So basically, what is sepal length? So it is having 150 non-null values, and then it is in the float 64, that is in the float type. Similarly, other columns. Then we are having x.describe that describes the columns. That is what is the minimum value in the column, maximum value, and other important key terms. Then we are checking for the number of null values from the dataset, that is null, and the sum, that is will check for the number of null values. So we are having zeros in all, that means there is no null value. Then y is our iris dot target, that is the species, that is 000 and 1 and 2. Basically, there are three types in the iris dataset, three species in the iris dataset. In the third step, we are visualizing the loaded dataset. So here I have used the for loop. I can to plot the histogram of the dataset. So from the graph, all the graphs looks pretty normal, but in the petal length, there is a significant difference. As we can see that, sorry, in the petal width, there is a significant difference of 2.5, that is the highest value, and there is a significant difference of 0.1 in the zero point 0.1, as we can see, that is the minimum value. So now we are using scatterplot to see the graph between the sepal length and the sepal width. Similarly for the sepal petal length and the petal width. Then after, we are using the pair plots to see the relationship between the columns. So in the step 4, we are training the decision tree model. That is, first we are storing the into the inputs as a sepal length, petal width, and then can we are storing the output, that is the species, and then splitting the data set, and these are the hyperparameters that we are using. Then we are using decision tree classifier, then tree dot underscore classifier to fit the model, and printing the statement and training complete to let us know that the training is completed. So here is the test score of how our model is predicting. So it's 97%. It is very nice. So this is our accuracy of our model. Now we are visualizing the trained model, that is the decision tree. So we have to import code some of the libraries that are additional libraries, that is py.plus, and some more, that is string.io and image from ipython and scikit-learn external.6. So basically this program, whole program give us the output as the decision tree, where we have a petal length that it gets as an input, then Gini. So Gini is, in this example we are using Gini, but not discussing about the mathematical approach to calculate Gini, but for adding our knowledge someday. So Gini is basically the threshold value that is calculated from the data set. And so if the Gini value is greater than the threshold value, then we have to split the data set. Otherwise we have to go, if the threshold value is less, sorry, if the Gini value is less than the threshold value, then there is no split. So as we can clearly see that there is 0.66, so it's greater. So there it might be greater than the threshold value. So we are splitting it, but here the Gini value is 0. So it might be less than again the threshold value. So we are not splitting it. Similarly, there are the other splits. So the other parts of the decision tree labels are sample, the samples, the values, and the class. It also signifies the class. And at last, we are calculating the model accuracy that we have predicted it above also. That is 97%. So, in the conclusion, we can furthermore have the predictions of the class output for some of the random values of the petal length and the petal width that I will be doing in the future. Thank you.